Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to sit down and talk about cross-posting and just give you guys some general tips and tricks on how to be more successful with cross-posting, how to make it easier, all of that kind of stuff. So if that is interesting to you, make sure that you stick around. If you guys are new here, my name is Lisa. I am a stay-at-home mom and a full-time reseller. I sell currently on multiple platforms. So I'm currently on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari. I'm also on Etsy and Kidizen as well. So and Facebook Marketplace, I almost forgot. So I am listing on multiple marketplaces. And that is why I wanted to film this video. I've been doing, I've been cross-posting, I think, for like over a year now, maybe closer to 2 years. It's definitely been at least a year that I've been cross-posting. I started out reselling just on Poshmark 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know exactly. It's been some time. It's been several years that I've been a reseller. And I started out on Poshmark, and Poshmark is really the easiest platform to begin on. And so once you decide that you want to start cross-posting or moving on to other platforms, it can be a little overwhelming and it can be a little frustrating because Poshmark streamlines everything and makes it so simple that other platforms, especially eBay, can be very confusing, and sometimes that will make you kind of shy away from it because you're just like, I don't want to learn all of this. So I think cross-posting is an amazing way to expand your business. And I think if you want to do it full-time, if you want to be a full-time reseller, there's really no reason not to cross-post. But it is tricky, and you do have to figure out how to do it properly. And yeah, so anyways, my first tip, this is number one most important thing I think that you have to have: a cross-posting tool. I personally use List Perfectly. That is the one I use. I think it's $29 a month, something like that. It's under $30 per month. So there is an investment in it, but it makes cross-posting so much faster. If you guys don't know how to use it, there are tons of tutorials out there. So I'm not actually going to show you how to use it because I have lots of other tips that I wanted to get into, but using a cross-posting service makes a world of difference. Before I was using a cross-posting service, I would go onto my desktop, save all the pictures. Let's say you have like 10 pictures on a listing. You have to I'd save them all to my desktop, open up a new window with eBay or whatever, and then import them and then redo all the descriptions. I would copy paste some things that I could, but you have to refill out all the the drop down choices and all of that. And it would just take so much time. And that is only for one platform. But if you're wanting to put your same item on 3 or 4 different platforms, you have to do that same process every time. Well, true, I mean, the pictures would already be saved on your desktop, so you don't have to resave those pictures to your desktop, but you do have to go through the process of putting all that information in again and filling out all the drop boxes, and it just takes a lot of time. And it makes you wonder, is this really worth my time? So using a cross-posting service, I mentioned List Perfectly. There's another one called Vendu, which I did test out way back when they were in their beta stage, but I haven't used that one in a long time. So I've heard good things about it. I think they're very similar. You could probably go with either one. I will have a referral link down below for List Perfectly if you want to check out that one. That's the one I use. So I know that one works really well, really easily. So if that's something you want to try out, you can use my link. I think you do get some sort of discount. I'll have that information in the description. But the thing that works so nicely with these listing services, List Perfectly, I'm just going to use that as an example because that's what I use. You just click on there's like a little icon that shows up in your closet. I post everything to Poshmark first, so I'll check my listings page and it'll have a little icon. You just click that icon and you select all the platforms you want to list on. So List Perfectly allows me to list on all the platforms that I mentioned that I sell on. So I can post on eBay, I can post on Mercari, Facebook Marketplace even, and Kidizen, and as well as Etsy. They have other ones, but those are the only ones that I use. I'm trying to think of what else they have. I can't remember. And if it's a platform you can sell on, they probably have it. So all you have to do is check all the ones you want it to go on, and it automatically populates your pictures and as much information as it can. Now there will be a few little things that you have to fill out that don't auto-populate, but for the most part, like 80% will go in. So you just do a couple of different boxes. Usually it's like shipping and stuff like that. since Poshmark does shipping included. But overall, it cuts the process of cross-posting to multiple websites in less than half, probably a fraction of what it would take to do it if you were doing it, manually. So I definitely recommend checking that out. It will save you an enormous amount of time. And if you're really serious about cross-posting your items, you should definitely use one of those services. So that's my first tip. Now, my second tip is to make sure that you have whatever site is your main site. So let's say right now you're on Poshmark like me, you started on Poshmark and you have all of your listings there. Make sure that you have one platform that you always post to first and then cross post from there. The reason that is really important is because let's say you list 10 items a day, but you only have time to cross post 8 of those. And then you mean to get to the other 2, but you forget. Now only 8 out of those 10 items are on eBay or on your other, platforms. So you need to have one platform that you're always posting to first. So you know that platform has 100% of your listings. And I use it almost like a master list. So I know everything that is posted in my Poshmark closet is everything I have for sale. So let's say later down the road, after you have lots of things cross-posted, as you're selling things, you definitely need to know, you need to have that master list of what is still on hand. What do I have in stock? So if I sell this pair of Levi jeans on eBay, I can go to Poshmark and immediately inactivate that listing on Poshmark and say, I don't have these Levi's jeans anymore. And that way you're always accurate 100% with what you have on that platform. It doesn't have to be Poshmark, it could be eBay or whatever your main store is, but make sure that you're always posting to the same place first, so that way you don't get confused. So I definitely recommend that. And I also would recommend it kind of in that same line. I recommend trying to cross post as much as you can, but just knowing that sometimes it's not going to happen. So my priority, for example, every day is to get my listings up. I have a goal of 5 a day. It's changed, but right now I'm trying to just do 5 a day. I've kind of taken a step back. I was doing 10 listings a day. Now I'm at 5. So I want to hit that goal first of 5 new listings in my Poshmark every day. Once I have time after that, then I'll go do cross-posting and I'll try to cross-post the 5 new ones first so that I know those are done, and then I'll go back and try to cross-post anything that I might have missed previously. Also, with the multiple platforms, I highly recommend starting out with maybe just 1 or 2 and maybe not doing as many as I'm doing right now, because when you are on that many different platforms, it can get very confusing. And as I mentioned already, once you sell something on a platform, you have to go to all the other platforms that item is for sale on and deactivate it, because you definitely don't want to sell the same item twice. I have had that happen. It is quite embarrassing to have to tell your customer. In fact, it just happened to me last week, you guys. I had a pair of, a pair of jeans. I don't remember the brand, but I had a pair of jeans. Oh, it was True Religion. I had them posted on eBay and Poshmark. They sold on Poshmark. Now, they sold like 3 months ago, and I don't know how I forgot to deactivate them from eBay, but they just sold again on eBay last week. And it was so horrible because I had to tell the customer, but also I had taken a lowball offer a few months ago on Poshmark, so I sold them for $20, and then I had a full price purchase on eBay for the same pair of jeans for $50. So that was very hard to have to cancel that order, but obviously I didn't have the jeans anymore, so I did have to go ahead and do that and let the customer know, and that was very embarrassing. So you have to make sure, have a process. I usually like to deactivate like right away. Let's say I see a sale, I just had a sale come through, that's what I was kind of like looking at my screen. As soon as I have a sale come in, I check my other platforms and deactivate it anywhere that it is also posted. Right away. Or if you have, like, let's say you're doing 10 to 20 sales a day, and that might be hard for you to do every single time an order comes in, you could do it at the end of every day, or however you want to do it, but just have a process that you really stick to, because you have to be very diligent to make sure that you are following through and deactivating those so you're not making multiple sales on the same item. The next tip about cross-posting, this is definitely something that I have found that works for me, so I thought I would share it. It might not work in your business model, but I have found success with it, so I thought I would go ahead and let you guys know. And that is that I try to tweak the listings a little bit for every single platform. So let's take the True Religion jeans as an example. I might change my wording on the way that I list it on Poshmark compared to how I would list it on eBay. So on Poshmark, I will usually say True Religion, skinny, high rise, and just have like the basic keywords, jeans, and then, the size. When I'm posting the same listing on eBay, I'll usually put tons of extra keywords. Like I might say women's, where I would never put women's or men's or children's in a listing title on Poshmark. I always put it on eBay. I would say blue in the title, even though I wouldn't necessarily do that on Poshmark. So I just add a lot more like general specifics in my eBay listing. So that's something I always switch up. And then I usually switch up my price as well. So part of it is because Poshmark takes the highest cut. They take a 20% fee. So I usually do price higher on Poshmark, but it's also because usually you can get a little bit more on Poshmark for most items. I wouldn't say that's always true, but for a lot of items, you do get a little bit more on Poshmark than you would get on eBay. So when I'm posting on Poshmark, I might post those True Religion jeans for $50 and I might post them for $40 on eBay. So making sure that you're looking at each market and how they do things, because every market is a little bit different and your customers on those platforms are a little bit different. So I think the best thing to do to really see how that is going to translate and how you're going to implement those, little changes across the platforms is to be looking at other people's listings on that platform. So I wouldn't look at True Religion listing on Poshmark and then base my eBay listing off of the Poshmark listing. Does that make sense? I would look at apples to apples. So an eBay listing of those True Religion jeans, how did they use their SEO keywords, and how would I want to kind of play with things, or what order do I want to put my words in, and all of that. So definitely like learning any platform that you're going to branch out to, kind of learning how they do things and how you want to proceed with that. The best example I can give you about that is I actually just recently started my Etsy store just a couple weeks ago, I think. So I only have 12 listings on there right now, and I'm still figuring out what is the best way to list on there. Like what keywords are important? What order do I want to word it? What kind of pricing does that market allow for? Because obviously with every listing, we want to get the maximum amount we can. So looking at that market, can I get a higher price there for certain things? I think with vintage, it seems like I might be able to. So anyway, so just learning each market before you really dive into it. And it's just like when you're learning the first platform, let's say you started on Poshmark like me, there's always a learning curve, and the best way to learn is just by doing and looking at other people, using other people's, how do I want to word this? Looking at other people's listings can be helpful. It might not work for you to do everything that they're doing, but it's a good starting point. Like, oh, I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if that works. And if it doesn't, try something else. Look at other people's listings. You know what I'm saying? So it's trial and error, really, like with anything, just kind of figuring out what works for your business model. I think that's all the tips. I just really want to highly encourage anyone who is currently just on one platform and thinking about branching out to extend to other platforms. I want to really encourage you to try it, because I was really nervous at first when I was just on Poshmark, and eBay especially seemed really scary to move on to. But now that I've been on it for a while, I feel a lot more confident about it, number one. But now I'll see every platform has its highs and lows. So I might go 2 or 3 days without having any sales, or maybe only 1 or 2 sales on Poshmark. And if I was only on Poshmark, that would be my income for those days, and that would not be nice. But what happens usually, I find, is I might have a couple slow days on Poshmark, and during that time, I'll sell 5 to 10 items a day on eBay. eBay will just skyrocket all of a sudden. And it won't affect me or my business as much that Poshmark is down, because I have those higher days on eBay, and things kind of work out like that, I find. So in general, I ship between 5 to 10 packages every day. And like I said, some days that might be very eBay heavy. Some days it's all Poshmark sales. Some days, Facebook Marketplace goes crazy. So, I recommend being on all of them, definitely, as many as you can, but I would implement one at a time. When I first started cross-posting, I didn't just do all of them. I started first with eBay, and once I felt comfortable with that, I started going on Mercari. And then once I had those three, Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari down, I started branching out to Facebook Marketplace, and that's how I've kind of grown one platform at a time until I start feeling comfortable with that platform, and then I move on to the next and learn more. And the more platforms you're on, the more money you can potentially make. So anyways, that's it for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you have any tips or tricks, please leave those also. We definitely love sharing in this community. I think it's so important to be always learning and always sharing the knowledge that you have acquired over your years of doing this. So thanks so much, you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.